Hey, so this is Tony talking about my LMS presentation. It's geared at 10th grade biology students, and I use Canvas. Yeah, I had a lot of fun using this medium, and I will go into why uh, just in a minute here. So I chose the platform because it's well known. It's easy to use. It's flexible, meaning I could use it in many different ways. I embedded a lot of stuff in the different tabs on the left side, and the settings were very navigable, and I could customize it. And the student view is the best part. The student view really let me know what the students saw and how I needed to customize it. Like I said, Canvas is super common, and what I loved is that there's literally a collaborate tab on the left hand side. The standard I use was 94222, which is right there. Um, the introduction quiz and food web activity builder I did is a good way to develop a low stress introduction, and it allows the kids to have their own free agency in their own education. I use the Central Sierra Environmental Resource Center for this activity, and it helps them visualize whatever energy flow biome they wanted to use. The garden CYOA lesson and activity, I use readings and links to teach students about how to garden and use nature systems to show how things like nitrogen, oxygen, and water flowed through a system and how you can apply this to how energy flows through a system. It's really meant to inspire personal interest in localities. Like I'm using right now, I use QuickTime to do the entire instructional video on how to use the Gardena, which I'll talk about soon. It was easy to link in the files to in Canvas. As I said, how Canvas allows you to embed files is super easy, and it was just another media I could use. The Gardena activity itself, although it might have been aimed at younger kids, is a useful tool to promote collaboration and comparison and contrast and use student feedback or peer feedback with what you've learned and how you can apply it in your own energy flow activities, because that's what I really geared this lesson towards. I use Google Docs to post and share people's projects. Again, how they learn about energy flow through a system. There's so many different biomes and systems, so you need collaboration and feedback to talk about how you learn best and what you're interested in. That you'll learn the best that way. The in-class discussion, I posted an assignment or announcement at the end about preparing things for an in-class discussion. There's only so much you can do over Canvas, as useful as it is. So that's why in the file or in one of the tabs, I had an in-class discussion prepped. How moving forward, how I want to use this is to incorporate it by having several different options readily available. I was not very attuned to many technology uses, and so I want to use Canvas to set up different ways students can access their learning whenever they need to. Using a program, it's free. It's called Gardena. I'll post the link to it in Canvas, and it's pretty. Hey, this is Tony with my LMS presentation. It's geared at 10th grade biology, just a standard class. Why did I choose? I use Canvas for this presentation because it's very common, it's easy to use. It was very easy to embed things, and I'll talk about the content in just a second here. The content I embedded was a mix of links and videos and interactive activities that allowed kids to clearly organize their work. It was really flexible. You can really use whatever sort of embedding tools you wanted, and the settings themselves were very easy to manipulate. Um, why is it geared at students? Because the student view that the teachers are allowed to use is super helpful. It's a little different, and it's tailored to how you customize the video, and that way I could see where people see their standards, which I used 94222 about the energy transfer standard. I started with an introductory quiz and food web builder. Again, the lesson was built around how you conceptualize food webs and energy flow through a system. Using an introductory quiz as a low stress mode to start the lesson and the whole module allows the kids to explore their own areas of interest and visualize what they want to build their projects towards. I used my Create Your Own Adventure project or Choose Your Own Adventure project as a part of this to tie how doing your own raised bed garden could feed into learning about energy flow system. It's applicable and manageable, and someone could apply it to their real life, and it's meant to inspire interest in people's localities. I'm using QuickTime right now to record this, actually, as we go through, and I use QuickTime to record some instructions about the Gardena system that we use to build our own garden. So we had our Build Your Own Garden module and then Build Your Own Garden activity. The activity was meant to really formulate how kids can, utilize free agency in their learning. And although the Gardena activity might have been geared towards younger kids, I think it was useful because, as I get into, it allowed you to save your content for free, and then I asked the kids to post, or the students to post it to a Google Docs and share. Again, we can discuss how the students grasp the standard 94222. And doing this encourages collaboration, and using Google Docs allowed me to see who was posting what to facilitate an appropriate environment so no one could be naughty, essentially. At the end of the assignment, I asked kids to kind of post a paragraph about what they learned from their own biome energy flow, and I wanted to do an in-class discussion and compare and contrast things like how many animals and how many beings were in your flow, and this could take many routes. And again, that's why Canvas is flexible, like any other LMS. My use in pedagogy, I really want to move forward using Canvas to facilitate, a building of community and team feels. I think the whole purpose of education is to develop skills to work together. This slide lists the possible shapes and materials you can use to build a raised bed garden and the benefits and cons of each. Go through all the shapes and materials and find out which one is best for you. At the end, click the button that says "Click Me Last." How the fuck do I do this? God damn it.